Hey friends! I thought it might be cheeky fun because it's the week leading up to Valentine's Day to tell you about my 6 favorite romance movies. And I know it's normally 5, but I simply cannot leave out the last one. You'll understand. I feel like 5 of them are unranked, but one of them is simply my favorite, and that is Bridget Jones' Diary. First of all, it's a Pride and Prejudice retelling. Y'all know I am such a Pride and Prejudice bitch. What I think I love so much about that movie is that the main character is just like so flawed. She's just trying her best, but she keeps messing up, but she keeps just like going for it. And in pursuit of her trying to be her best, most authentic self, she finds love. And not only that, she finds someone who literally says to her, I like you just as you are. Fucking sick. It also stars Colin Firth and Hugh Grant at arguably their hottest. Like, those are the 2 hottest men in all of Britain. Probably still, but especially when this movie came out. And I think it'll be fun for each movie to tell you my favorite scene. So in Bridget Jones' Diary, my favorite scene is obviously at the end when she iconically runs out in the snow in literally just her underwear to try to catch up with Mr. Darcy. And they share this delicious kiss, a snog, if you will. And she says, "Nice guys don't kiss like that." Okay. I'm so sorry about that accent. I can't do a fucking accent. She says, "Nice guys don't kiss like that." And then he goes, "Oh, yes, they fucking do." I've simply never been the same since. Next is When Harry Met Sally. This is the ultimate New York movie to me, and I live for a friends to lovers narrative. And I think the beef people have with this movie is that they just don't see Billy Crystal as like leading man material. And you know what? Say what you will. Sure. I disagree. I think Billy Crystal was hot, whatever. But I do think like his humor and his charm in the movie really like set him up to be an excellent leading man up against rom-com great Meg Ryan, which is no easy feat. Obviously, favorite scene for me is the end scene. It's New Year's Eve, and he says, when you find the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. And if someone said that to me, I would simply pass away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm done. That is the most romantic line in any movie I've ever heard. Thanks. I'm gonna get 3 period movies out of the way, okay? And you shouldn't even be surprised. You know I love my old shit. But I do have 3 period movies in my list of 6 favorite romance movies. Number 1, and you should have seen it a mile away, Pride and Prejudice. And specifically, I'm talking about the 2005 Pride and Prejudice. Here's the thing. I've seen many other Pride and Prejudices. I adore many other Pride and Prejudices. No one's doing it like the 2005 one. I'm sorry. No one's doing it like the 2005 one. That one's so cozy. The lighting and film cinematography is gorgeous. And what I love about Pride and Prejudice and why I think people have loved it for like over 200 years is because it's really about a man who receives some constructive criticism and he makes a fucking change. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like straight women are just like, I just want him to go to therapy. I just want him to work on himself. I just want him to increase his emotional intelligence, right? Like, that's what they ask for. And so when Elizabeth rejects Mr. Darcy and literally lists all the things that she thinks are wrong with him, that man takes notes and he gets to fucking work. And even at the end, when he has changed so many things about himself, he still says to her, hey, if you still hate me, no worries, girl. But I want you to know, I still feel the same. And to me, like, that is so hot. I will say though, my favorite scene in that movie is when Mr. Bingley is like practicing proposing to Jane and he uses Mr. Darcy as a stand-in. Like, that's such a darling part of the movie. Second period piece, Little Women. Come on. You knew it was coming. I have loved so many iterations of Little Women, but the 2019 one is my favorite, mainly because I think it really helps explore the story of Louisa May Alcott, the author of the book, so much more than any of the other books do. Like, I love that movie ends where it's like 2 split timelines. One where Jo is like happily married and like working at the school and stuff, and the other is her like watching her book be made. I just think that's such an important way to end that movie, and it meant so much to me. So I absolutely love the 2019 version. And let me just say this. I'm actually a Jo and Lori truther. And if you need to unfollow me because of that, I understand. you're wrong, but I understand. If Joe was to be with a man, I just really think it should have been Lori. And I think Lori getting together with Amy is fucked. And I've thought that since I watched the 1990s version when I was a kid. I've always thought that was fucked, and I always think it will. That's her sister. Sorry, it's getting a little heated. Joe's character meant so much to me in that movie because her obsession with like her family moving on, finding love, moving away, and like her not understanding why they would want to do anything other than just be together is it resonates with me so much. Like those are so many feelings I had growing up, and to be honest, sometimes like still feelings that I really hold on to. So because of that, you have to know my favorite scene in the movie is when Meg is getting ready on her wedding day and Joe says, "You'll be bored of him in a few years. We'll be interesting forever." Cause same, you know what I mean? And then the last period movie, Ella Enchanted. The thing about me is that I look at my life, you know how there's like BC and then there's like AC? For me, it's like BEE and then like AEE. Do you know what I mean? Like I had a life that existed before I saw Ella Enchanted in theaters, and then I had a life that existed after I saw Ella Enchanted in theaters. That's how important this movie was to me. And I get it. I love the book. The movie's nothing like the book. They really failed on the adaptation sense. But you know where they didn't fail is making a great fucking movie, because that is an incredible movie. I think it's where my enemies to lovers obsession started. I don't think I knew it then, but the bi panic was insane in that movie, and it still is. And as someone who just like genuinely struggles with control in her own life, I think this like tale about a woman who has to always obey is relevant to everyone, but it really does like especially resonate with me. And my favorite scene in this movie, and it's one of my favorite movie scenes of all time, is when they're at this wedding and they're having this romantic conversation by the fireplace, and he says, "Kiss me." And I mentioned she always has to obey, that's her curse. And so she moves forward a little bit to kiss him, and he stops and says, "That wasn't an order, you know." And then she like does a little smirk and she goes, "I know." And then she kisses him! Ah! Like people who say asking for consent isn't sexy, I direct them right to that clip. And the last movie, and this is why I really couldn't keep it out, is Clueless. I think Clueless is the perfect teen rom-com. It's my favorite teen rom-com of all time. I just think it is so funny. It's heartwarming. And it's just like an absolute comfort film for me. There's not a moment in time I don't want to sit down and watch Clueless. I think the romance is sweet. I will say it's a little spooky. They're ex-step siblings. Spooky. And I will say it has Paul Rudd in it in a very fine period of his life. I don't even want to say it's his peak. His peak might even be now, which is so crazy. Good on Paul. But like, he was so cutie in this movie. I loved the romance, but it's so much of like the friend dynamics. Like Brittany Murphy was incredible in that movie. Her friend group was so fun. And I was like racking my brain for a favorite part of that movie, and I couldn't even think of one because it's just like the whole movie is my favorite part. Do you know what I mean? But if I had to pick one, I love when Brittany Murphy's character says, "You're a virgin who can't drive." Sick burn. And that movie is also based off of the Jane Austen novel Emma, which I also love. So like extra points for that too. As you can tell, I feel extremely passionately about rom-coms and romance movies. So if you want like a specific suggestion, let a girl know. And maybe I'll make some other lists too. Like I really want to do a friends to lovers list, and so I probably will. Happy lovely friends. I love you.